Good morning, good morning, good morning, Facebook. Welcome to Unlock Your First Six Figures blog talk. And it all starts with a blog every week, right? So this week's blog can be found at ShaCannon.com/mindset. Does that give you a clue of what we're going to talk about? Mindset. ShaCannon.com/mindset. Thank you for joining me. I am ShaCannon, an award-winning fractional chief operating officer to 7- and 6-figure CEO clients. Now, I have created a program for entrepreneurs, service-based entrepreneurs, to stop spinning your wheels and struggling to make it to your first six figures. And you can learn my framework in as little as 12 weeks, okay? Your first six figures, all right? So let's talk about this, okay? Because this week we're talking about mindset. We touched on it a little last week, and that's what made me want to dive into it on this week. We've talked about a lot of things, y'all. We've dove into marketing. We've dove into asking for the sale. We've dove into pricing, right? We've dove into a lot of things, but we have yet to delve into the number one obstacle to anything in your life, and that is mindset. And you know, if it's an obstacle in life, it's also an obstacle in business, right? So last week we kind of touched on imposter syndrome, but this week I want to go over 4 negative mindsets that you don't need to have to be successful in business. And I'm going to give you the solution to each, just like we did last. So again, oh, okay, I went out for a minute and went black. I don't know what happened. Good morning, Demetra. So you can be riddled with self-doubt, right? We struggle with, whether or not we can do it, whether or not the service is good, whether or not people will buy, all of those things. It's a common struggle. I promise you that it is. And that's why we're going over mindset this week, because mindset is especially hard when you're trying to get to your first six figures, right? It takes a lot of confidence to get to that first. By the time you get to the first milestone of six figures, you built up confidence. That's why it's a little hard trying to get to the first six figures. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the first one: fear of failure. Fear of failure. I want to talk about that one first because I think that a lot of people have the incorrect definition of entrepreneurship. And by that, what I mean is a lot of you think you have to be perfect. You think you have to be perfect. Before you ask for the sale, you have to be perfect. Before you tell people what you do, you have to be perfect. Before you get somebody the transformation you know you can give, you have to be perfect. All of this perfection. And what it's doing is it's causing paralysis. It's causing paralysis. And I think a lot of it is due to you having the incorrect definition of entrepreneurship. Did you know that entrepreneurship is all about trial and error? It's all about trial and error. It's all about coming out with the iPhone 1 and then ending up on iPhone 20 and coming out with iPhone 21 next. It's all about trial and error. It's all about putting it out there, seeing how it does, getting the feedback, applying the feedback, and putting it back out there. Okay? So a lot of you are allowing the fact that you feel like it has to be perfect before you put it out there to keep you from putting it out there. A lot of you are so busy trying to be perfect that you're not making any money. Right? I suffer from that a little bit. I got a little perfectionism, but I found a little hack to it. And that is, I asked myself, okay, Shay, you like things to be perfect. How long do you need to get this thing perfect? And maybe I'll think 3 weeks, right? I'll say, you know what, Shay? I'll give you an extra week. You got 4 weeks to make it perfect. And guess what? In 4 weeks, it's releasing perfect or not. Whether I procrastinated to the perfection, whatever, it's releasing in 4 weeks. Okay, so that's a little hack. Give yourself a deadline. Give yourself over that deadline. And you're going to, in your mind, be like, this is ridiculous. Let me go ahead and get this done, right? At least that's what works for me. But I just want you to understand that entrepreneurship is all about trial and error. Entrepreneurship is all about putting it out there, seeing what the people say, seeing what the people think, and quickly bringing it back, using that feedback and putting it back out there as soon as possible. Entrepreneurship is not hoarding it. It's not hoarding it until you think it's perfect. It's not hoarding it until you think you're for sure people will buy it. That's not how this thing works. Okay. Now, what is the solution? Okay. The solution is for you to embrace vulnerability and adapt a growth mindset. You want a growth mindset. That means things have room to be better, right? Things have room to have a new version. Okay. I want you to focus on learning from the things that that go wrong, and see them as part of the process. Okay. That's the solution. You have to see the things as part of the process and not the end all to be all. Okay. So to make it clear, you need to reframe what you see as failure and take it as feedback and go in the direction that the feedback is telling you. Okay. Now, I have one last thing I want to tell you, and that is I have this quote, and that quote is perfection is illusion without execution. Okay. Perfection is illusion without execution. What does that mean? That means everything you think is going to be perfect before you get out there and execute it, it's not, because you get so much information from the doing that your information is incomplete until you execute. Okay. So I want you to stop holding on to this stuff and trying to be perfect. And I want you to get it out there, get that feedback. Okay. And bring that feedback in, make it better, and get it back out there as soon as possible. That should be your process, not sitting there trying to make it perfect in a silo with just you and then release it. It never works that way anyway. All right. All right, guys. That's the end of Blog Talk for this morning. If you would like, I would love it if you would join us in the exclusive to the group, the online group. What's happening is we have a morning show. We go deeper into this topic. It's going to start in 5 minutes at 8:15. If you want to go watch the show, you can go to ShaCannon.info/group, because this morning show is exclusive to the group in the online community. So join us over there. You can even be a guest. The information will be over there when the broadcast pop up. Can hop on the Zoom and be a guest with me, ask me questions, all the things. Okay. So this has been great. But before I go, I have something to tell you. Right? We're about halfway through the year. So it's time for us to do business planning. Okay. It's time for us to check in with the annual plan and get a business plan for the rest of the year. Okay. So let's check in with it. And I have a special workshop for you. You can go to ShaCannon.com/planning, PLANNING, and you can get in on the workshop that's happening June the 30th. Okay. June the 30th at 7 p.m. That workshop is only $47. And it's funny because you get the workbook that's $27, but you get me for just $20 more taking you through the workbook. Okay. So business planning made easy workshop, June 30th at 7 p.m. You want to get in on that? It's only $47 and you get the workbook included. But you also get me taking you through the workbook for only the $47. Go to ShaCannon.com/planning, PLANNING, and I will see you guys later. In fact, I'll see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. So you have a great day. Come on over here and join me for the morning show. ShaCannon.info/group. Get in the group. The morning show is exclusive to the group. Join me. You can get on camera. You can ask me questions about your business. You can ask me about the topic of the day, the topic of the week, or anything about your business. Come on. This morning show is kind of awesome. You're missing out if you don't join us. All right, guys. See you in the morning. Have a great day.